Hello, beautiful people. My name is Marika Gare, and this is the Inspiration Trilogy, a platform for women across the globe to share wisdom, advice, and just have some meaningful conversations and sharing stories. So, today's guest is Suraya O'Brien, who is a mother, an incredibly resilient woman, and the innovative founder of Flow Riders, a groundbreaking underwear company based in New Zealand that provides an organic option to women for flow underwear. So, welcome to the show.
Hi, Marika. Thank you so much for having me.
Look, it's great to have you here. For those listening today, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey and how you got to where you are?
Yeah, sure. So I'm 42 years old, nearly. So funny how you can lose track. I
You look great for 42, by the way.
I can't remember. Um, I became a mum. Well, I fell pregnant at 15 years of age, and
Wow.
that year I left home. I had already left home, and I had already left school, and my father had died that year.
Oh,
And
my
so
goodness.
definitely something that shaped me hugely, probably that year as a total. But I look back now in the hindsight and I can see how young I was. I had
Yeah.
um, mentality that was I am 6 foot tall and bulletproof as I walked through the streets, sort of.
As you do when you're a teenager, you know? Yeah.
We think we know everything, and you just can't possibly imagine what you don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
um, So I would walk through the streets with my pregnant belly, obviously looking like, probably looked younger than I was even, and so I would just put my blinders on. I wouldn't pay attention to the stares and the looks and the whispers that were going on.
Mm.
I just had such a strength of, I don't know, I felt like I knew my path. There wasn't a lot of dawdling in my decision making, and probably the ignorance is bliss thing. But I'm so grateful for that part of my journey, especially now as I'm 42. I never had another pregnancy. I've never had a serious relationship that lasted longer than 2 years. I have,
Mm.
though, my son who is now 25 years old, and
Wow.
he is the best flatmate a girl could have.
Oh, that's so cute.
So
You live together. That's really
still
sweet.
live together. He pays his way. I don't, do anything for him in the motherly sense anymore. So I call him a flatmate now. But through that journey and amongst all of that, I also had another huge chunk that shaped me, which was substance abuse and
Mm.
drug-induced psychosis episodes multiple
Oh,
times. Um,
really?
it was huge. It's just huge stuff. I'm so glad. The funny thing is about me, as I need to learn through experience. That's just what I've
I think
understood.
most people are like that as well. You can think that you can learn by someone sort of telling you a story and things like that, but you realize as you get older, yeah, you're really experiencing is what you learn from and what changes you and what puts you on that path where you need to be. Mm.
That's right. And so those episodes included hospitalizations and, the mental health wards. I don't know what we call them now. I have other names, or we have, the ones, and they were like traumatic experiences in and of themselves. And then
Yeah.
sort of the prescription medication that's sort of seen as the only thing to offer from the mainstream medicine avenue
Yeah.
anyway. I do not find helpful. I think they're like the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. Sure, they can be
Yeah.
useful, but there's so many things that I can see now that I wish I would have had access to that may have been less traumatic. I put on in this last episode, which was sort of occurred mid COVID. I see people try to not use the word, but I think we're allowed to say the word.
Yeah.
It sort of happened mid all of that. So I had put on 40 kilos from well, as a side effect of the medication. And so I had to go through that whole journey as I'm climbing out of all the rest of it as well. I had to do
Yeah.
this whole other journey of weight loss. And so it's just been a few years recovery actually from the last time. It's been,
Yeah, because I don't think people realize. I mean, as you say, it is the the mental, I guess, challenges and struggles that come with that, but it's also, the medication and the side effects, and it's so much more than just. And I imagine when you are in hospital, that could be quite overwhelming. And I mean, how did you get through that mentally? Like what, because you're saying that the medication was the only option that they offered you. Was there counseling? Was there holistic support? I mean, what what got you through that, I guess, on and those
um,
those times?
there was a moment that has really stuck in my brain during my first hospitalization, which would have been it's like Boxing Day of 2005 that I went in, and it's like you're sectioned under the Mental Health Act, so it's that dire. The situation's very serious.
Mm.
They've put you in, hospitalized you, and you have no options.
So you
You know,
can't leave your
can't leave.
yeah.
So that's the time. There was some other things offered after release, but I was there for 2 weeks, and during that time, um, I was pretty disorientated. I can remember not really knowing where I was or what the day was until New
Mm,
Year's Eve. So Boxing Day
wow.
Eve, I really didn't know. And then I kept trying to sort of get out, if that makes sense. And so I'd
Yeah.
be walking through doors I wasn't supposed to, and going outside when I was supposed to stay inside. And there was a time when, I had 3 or 4 people restrain me and
Really?
drag me into a lockable room and push me down onto the
See,
floor. And
that's traumatic. I mean,
it was,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
at that moment, I'm in this room sitting on the floor. You've got nothing but a mattress. There's nothing in there. And I'm looking around and I'm going, what what do people do? Like I can't break my way out. I can't scream my way out.
But you
Like,
need, I mean, I imagine if you're going through a recovery like that, I mean, you need to be outside. Nature is a very calming, grounding thing, right? And not being able to, I mean, I guess it'd be the same if you were sort of a prisoner. It's not having access to be able to get out to try and heal in some way. And I imagine being in the situation where it would, in some way, it'd just impound it, right, and make it
mhm,
worse. And
mhm.
I mean,
And so in that moment when they did that, I was attempting to go outside and it was raining, and I was going to enjoy the rain, you know? So just
yeah,
like today, I was seeking
it's a
some nature, and it
cleansing.
was
Yeah.
just a little courtyard, but um, that wasn't allowed. In this moment, as I'm sitting there, I remembered, or I thought to myself, oh, this is when people pray. And I'm not a hugely religious person, but I was like,
Mm,
oh, oh, this is what helps in that situation. I had nothing
mm.
else. And that's when I felt that deep connection. And I started to hear the noises around me. And I just started laughing. And I probably looked just as crazy as everybody else. I was laughing because the noises that were around me, I was like, oh my God, they think I'm as crazy as that person next door. I was
Like
like,
you had that kind of aha moment. It's sort of like, yeah,
I had this aha moment that of like it all just came to me where I was, what was happening. My I came back into my body. I felt like wherever I had gone, whatever the disorientation was gone. And so I just thought, okay, now I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up in the morning. They'll let me out, and we're on the path to recovery, a long path. But that was sort of like a very memorable spiritual moment that I thought I can access that again when needed. That's
yeah.
point of strength.
And it is for anyone, I think, going through some sort of healing journey, whether it be trauma or abuse or, drugs or anything. Everybody gets to a point where they call for help, I guess, from whatever higher realm or whatever is out there, whatever you believe in. And it's so you realize that you have that sort of power within you as well, and that resilience, and it gives you that strength to kind of move on and move forward. And um, it can be beautiful. I mean, I will talk a little bit before the podcast. I've been in different circumstances, but I've been through quite a bit of trauma myself, and I've suffered from severe depression and anxiety where I didn't want to leave the house, and I was just, and I was the same in that you kind of just end up, you tap into yourself and you sort of put that call out, and it's a long journey back, I guess, but it's so transformative, and you just see the world through a different lens, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we are such powerful beings. I think
Mm.
that having that any sort of experience that gives you that understanding of your inner power, what we all have access to, you can sometimes that's most the most powerful way to access that understanding is through those darkest moments. I have
Yeah.
a quote that's on my wall. Only in the darkness can you see the stars. I think that's
Oh,
Martin Luther King and Jr., if it's quoted correctly.
wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. And look, there's so much we could cover here. Where do we start? So look, I guess moving on from all of that, and what I'd really love to sort of help get out there is you have started your own business called Flow Rider. So do you want to share with listeners how that came about and where things are at with that?
Yes. So through my recovery journey, I had a lot of time luxuriously. I was given the opportunity to just have time on my hands to discover what I was truly interested in doing. And the truth is, I'm not interested in doing much that's monetizable. Except I found that so what Flow Riders is a period underwear brand, and I developed a very unique design that will be the first of its kind heavy flow G-string. So
Wow.
why I did that was because I was looking around through my journey. I am just starting to change to low tox sort of avenues, trying to grow my food. Got 16 chickens out in my backyard.
Oh,
Just
that's awesome.
making my own soaps, all of those things. And I come from a background of sewing. So when I was looking for my dream pair of period underwear to start transitioning to those sort of options, I couldn't find it. I'm a person who wears G-strings just 100% of the time, except when you have to pull out the granny undies at that time of the month to fit your pad or whatever, situation is going
Yeah.
on. And it caused lots of discomfort for me, really.
Yeah.
It's not, unless you're a G-string wearer, some people don't understand that it is just mostly about comfort. It's
Yeah,
not.
no, I always was too, and it's the same when you put on those granny underwear. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's the shape of my body or what, but if it's not designed to go up the crack, that's where it ends up anyway. So might as well, So I set about, I just ordered some fabrics and set about trying to design what I wish I could find, which was like, organic cotton, G-string that could handle the heavy flow, that could be worn all night long without leaking and messing up your sheets. And I think I did about 13 iterations to perfect the design that we
Wow.
now are about to launch with early November.
Oh, look, that is so exciting. I'm so pleased to see that you've gone on an entrepreneurial journey because I've done that myself. I know it's such a beautiful experience, and coming sort of on the other side of things, it just fits well, I think. Um, so look, that's really awesome. So you've designed this yourself, and I think it's going to be, it's a lot of younger generation, I mean, and older as well, but younger specifically, and with the clothes that are made these days, a lot of them are made to kind of not wear granny knickers, right?
Yeah.
So having something like that, I think would be really, I think you're going to do amazing. So tell us how will we be able to purchase some of these flow riders? How can we get more information? Tell us about the big launch that's coming up.
Yeah, well, we've got, we're across all the social media platforms under My Flow Riders. So if it's Instagram, it's My Flow Riders. If it's Facebook, it's My Flow Riders. I've got TikTok, I've got X, I've got whatever. Not that there's a lot going on over there because I don't know how to use it yet, but I've set them all up, and it's all My Flow Riders, and it's myflowriders.com. We're doing pre-sales before we launch, so there's a very special 20% off the full retail price at the moment, which gets even bigger if you're ready and willing to buy in the bulk. You can get like up to 40% off.
Wow.
For the launch, so that's definitely worth it. And basically, it'll be the first week in November when I can start sending the orders out as soon as they come in.
And so how do we do the pre-sales? Do we go on the website, or can we just contact you through the social media channels?
You can order them on the website.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Look, I think it's going to do really well, like I said, and I would love to help get the word out there for you. So look, your story is so incredible. You've been through so many massive shifts in your life. And I don't really know. There's so many things that we could talk about and where we could shift. I want you to know that you are so amazing and resilient to have gone through what you have gone through, and to be open to sharing that with the world and going on to start your own business and everything. I think you should be very proud of yourself. And I just want to say that I think you're amazing.
Thank you, Marika. That's very, very kind of you to say. It does feel like it's been a really long journey. Amongst it all, though, I feel like the path, like I think I could say things, even amongst all that, I feel like I could say things are always working out for me. I think if everybody feels that long term, or the silver lining sort of attitude, I think it's really true for us all. I managed to get this grant, which helped me to get Flow Riders to this point, and that was also like serendipitous. I was just doing Uber Eats deliveries when this opportunity came via the app saying that there's a program, business booster program you can join, and I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. That's for me. Like,
yeah. Isn't it beautiful how the universe does that, and things just pop up at the right time? You're like, yes, it's the moment.
100%. And then I wasn't expecting to go on to win the top prize, but I did the whole way through. And now the path just keeps unfolding. I feel like I'm on this roller coaster, and it's not comfortable every day, I'll tell you. Okay, we're here now. We just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and look, it can be daunting, sort of being out of your comfort zone when things happen so fast. But I definitely think it's the right path, and I can't wait to see where things go for you. So, look, thank you so much for coming on the show and for sharing your journey. What I'm going to do is put some information in the bio for all the listeners out there to reach out, get some of these flow riders in the pre-sales, and I look forward to seeing where things go in the future. So thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye.
Bye.